Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to the channel. I'm feeling a little self-conscious about my haircut. I feel like I look about 12. But today's video is going to be my weekly Will I Buy It video, which is my favorite video to film every week. So if you're interested to see what's new in makeup, let's get started. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is actually a new makeup brand that's coming out, and it is called Love Happiness, and you can find everything online. So this brand is all drugstore prices. On the post I'm reading, it says the brand believes in expressing your true self, experimenting, not being afraid to play, and having fun. The first products in their line are eyeshadow palettes, and there's two, and they are $12. They also have eyeshadow duos, which are $5. They have individual shadows that are $5. They have high-class lipsticks for $10, and also glow lipsticks for $10. So like I said, all relatively good prices on those things. So in these eyeshadow palettes, you're getting 9 shades. So that's a good price for 9 shades, I feel like. One of the palettes is more warm, but it also has like a silver and a purple. And then the other one is, I would say, leaning more cool tone. Okay, so one of the eyeshadow palettes, the one with the yellow and orange, looks really beautiful to me. That matte orange is really beautiful. The yellow I think would look great on the eye, as well as like the rose gold, the taupe, the like golden shade, the dark shimmery brown. I don't know where I would use that necessarily. I don't use a lot of dark shimmers on the lid. In this palette, you're getting 3 mattes and the rest are shimmers. Now for me, I use more mattes in an eye look than I would use shimmers in an eye look, so that's kind of iffy for me to want to buy it. And then the other eyeshadow palette with like the red and that like gunmetal color and those few taupe colors, it's like it has more mattes than shimmers. Now I will say they're not pulling me in, like either of them. They're not really making me excited at all. I think starting off a brand with palettes like these, probably a smart move. I mean, I'm not a business owner or anything, but coming out with palettes that are more easily usable by a lot of people is probably the smarter way to go. And then all the lipstick shades, there's a really great range of like bright to like deeper shades. For the most part, I wear lip nudes, you know, mauves, and I don't see a lot of that in these lipsticks, but I am going to probably pass over everything in the collection. All right, Too Faced is coming out with another eyeshadow palette. I know they've just come out with all their holiday stuff and also the Gingerbread Spice eyeshadow palette. So this new palette is called Too Faced Pretty Rich Collection. So it's the Pretty Rich palette, and it is also coming out with those like diamond highlighters, and so I guess the packaging is the same as those highlighters, so I'm thinking it's going to be pretty bulky, which I'm not a fan of. As for the colors inside, they have like a new type of eyeshadow also in this palette. It says 4 innovative self-adhering glitter shadows. Looking at the picture, and if I didn't read that, I would be like, oh, this is really pretty. I was looking at it and it was like really pretty, but then when I started reading about what those, you know, different pans were, I don't know about self-adhering glitter shadows. You know, like is it in like a gel? Or is it just really glittery eyeshadow? I don't know. That to me is concerning. And other than those shadows, it's not super special of a palette in my opinion. Like it's pretty generic, to be honest. I think what makes it different is those glitter shadows, and I'm not really keen on those. So yeah, I'm gonna pass over that eyeshadow palette, but maybe it'll be great. Maybe those shadows will be the next big thing, but I don't want to find out for myself. So loveluxbeauty, which is a indie brand, is coming out with a limited edition crystal highlighter, and it is now available for pre-order on their website. And by the photo, it looks to be one of those iridescent sheen highlighters. For me, I have my Anastasia Moonchild Glow Kit, and I have said this in the past, but I bought that palette to have, you know, holographic, iridescent, whatever it's called, highlighters. And although I think this looks pretty, The packaging's really pretty. I've heard good things about the brand. I'm not sure how much it's gonna cost. The fact that it's limited edition also is like, yeah, is it really gonna matter? If it was something I was really like invested in and I really thought was great looking to me, the limited edition part wouldn't deter me, but it does deter me when I'm like kind of iffy on it. Do I need this? No, because I have the Anastasia palette, you know, so for me that's going to be a pass. But I would like to try loveluxbeauty as a brand because I do think that they have some pretty interesting things. Just don't want that particular one. Speaking of highlighters, Anastasia Beverly Hills is re-releasing the amrezy highlight, and that is $28. So I know it was supposed to be limited edition. Now they brought it back and people get very upset when things like that happen. But I mean, it's a great highlighter. It is. I have it. I bought it, you know, the first time it came around before I even really heard a ton of people talking about it. So I was able to get my hands on it. And it was probably the only highlighter I wore for like a solid month. And for me, that's saying something because I love highlighter. I like trying highlighter. I like switching up my highlighter. So yeah, I've been loving that one ever since it came out. So I'm excited for other people to try it who didn't get the chance to, because I think it was great quality. If you have not tried it and have wanted to, I would hop on it. It will be available December 7th, so it'll be here before Christmas. I mean, if you don't have the money to buy for yourself, maybe ask for it for Christmas. Maybe it won't go out of stock, you know. I don't know if this is going to be limited edition again or if it's just going to stay, but you could definitely ask for it for Christmas if you don't have the money for it. That's an option. I would definitely recommend it. It is one of my favorite highlighters. Now I want to talk about Juvias Place. They're coming out with another eyeshadow palette. I feel like they've been coming out with a lot of eyeshadow palettes, but I think that's how they've always been. So it's not weird for them to be coming out with another eyeshadow palette, if that makes sense. But this palette is for pre-order and it is called the Warrior 2 palette. They just came out with the Warrior palette around a couple months ago, I think. It's going to be $20 and there are 9 shades. This is all mattes. They have never done this before, so that's different for Juvias Place as well. But also, these colors I think are all very neutral, but have color to them. Does that make sense? Like, it's a neutral palette, but it's not like the Warrior 1 where it was neutral, but it was like all browns. This is neutral in the sense of different tones of neutral. I hope I'm making sense. Because it has like an orange, a red, some browns, mustard, a green, a peach, and like a white, and then like a taupey kind of sand color. So I think this is like a good companion palette to have with the original Warrior palette as well, because this is all matte. So you could pair this very easily with that palette if you already own it, or this could be a good companion palette for, you know, any other palette you have in your collection as well, because I do think it has the right tones in it and easier to pair with other palettes because it is all matte. I do like Juvias Place eyeshadows. I have the Magic palette by Juvias Place and I really like it. I think it's great quality. The pan sizes are really big as well. So you're definitely getting your money's worth, and it's not an overpriced palette. For me, I don't think I need this. And I'm not like being pulled into it either, because I feel like I have palettes and they have mattes in them, because it's very rare that I will buy a full shimmer palette. That's just not me. So I don't feel like I would get enough use out of this. So it wouldn't be worth it to me to spend this $20 if this is your makeup preferences. If you like all mattes, maybe you want the Natasha Denona Safari palette and that's all mattes, but it's too much money. Like, girl, I feel you. This would be, you know, an option. I mean, it's not the same colors, but I could see it working in the same way. All right, now I'm going to talk about a highlighter palette. Ooh, highlighter palette. This is the Sub-Zero highlighter palette, and it is in collaboration with Mitchell and bperfect Cosmetics. Now, I've never heard of bperfect Cosmetics, but that's besides the point. I don't know how much it would cost in US dollars, but this is a European brand. And this is a highlighter palette with 7 shades, and they look all to be like duochrome, iridescent. For me, the more bronzy tones, like those 3 tones, wouldn't work on me. And then again, like I was just talking about before about my Anastasia Moonchild Glow Kit, I have it, right? I took a double take though because these do look really, really pretty. But with shipping, and I'm sorry, the sun keeps going in and out. Not only is it like gonna be more for shipping costs, it's also a palette I just don't need. So yeah, I think it looks pretty, but I don't think I need it necessarily. Next I want to talk about Colourpop. They're coming out with a new collection with Karrueche in collaboration, and it is called the Brown Sugar Collection. And in this collection, there is the 9-pan eyeshadow palette for $12, cream gel colors, which I'm assuming are liners, and those will be $6 each, ultra glossy lips, which will be $6 each, and cream luxe lipsticks for $7 each. So I feel like this palette is not anything unique. For the most part, they look pretty. I did see that some people were having trouble with the colors though in the eyeshadow palette, which does not, you know, give me a lot of hope for the palette. But even if all these colors worked well, I don't think I would purchase it, just because for me, I have these shades and I know I say that a lot, and I have palettes and then I'll see a similar palette and be like completely in love or in lust with it. So me saying that about this palette might seem confusing, but for me, this palette just doesn't spark any kind of joy for me. Just gonna pass on it, no big deal. The glossy lips, I have one from Colourpop. I like it just fine, but I don't wear gloss a ton, you know? And I find that the Colourpop glosses wear off a whole lot faster than my higher end glosses that I wear more often. And then the Luxe lipsticks, I do like that formula, but the only thing about these four that the collection has is 3 of them are very brown. As someone who is pretty fair light, just don't think I would wear it, and I don't think, even if I wanted to, it would look good, and that's fine. But yeah, I don't need those colors. I also don't want the gel liners either, because I don't really do a lot of gel eyeliner or liquid eyeliner or anything like that. So for me, this whole collection is a pass, but if you do see anything that looks interesting to you, it is relatively good price. Next, quickly, I'm going to talk about Wet n Wild. They are coming out with a few more highlighters, both in their loose form and the press form. So they're coming out with 2 new Mega Glow shades in Bloom Time and Awesome Blossom, which those are the pressed versions. And then they're coming out with 3 loose ones. They are called I'm So Lit, You Glow Girl, and Hustle and Glow. Now, loose highlighter and me, we're just not gonna get along. Frankly, because it's too messy. I wouldn't choose like a loose highlighter over one of my pressed ones any day of the week, even if these are cheap. And then the pressed ones, one of them looks just like really deep. So it wouldn't work on me. And then the pink one, I'm not the hugest fan of like pink highlighters. I don't know what it is. I can wear them and they're okay. I like them just fine. But if I had to pick, 9 times out of 10, I would pick like a more champagne or golden or nude highlight. There are some instances where I like pink highlighters, not that often. So if I wanted one, this one would be a good one to get because it's not expensive. Yeah, I'm just gonna pass on all these highlighters, to be honest. I've been talking all year, all year, about the Bite Beauty Astrology Lip Collection lipsticks. They're $26, and I've been saying, I'm waiting for Scorpio, I'm waiting. Now the time has come. It is out. It's on Sephora, the Scorpio lipstick. It's disappointing me. Like, I thought it was gonna be purple, which I was not thrilled about, but I was like, I'm gonna buy it anyway. Because I don't have a lot of Bite lipsticks, okay? I only have 1 full size. But the 1 full size I have are both orangey red. Your girl's annoyed because for $26, that's a higher price lipstick for definite. And I would have been willing to pay for it, but in this same formula as this one, I have twice. So I'm disappointed. And I can't buy it. I was debating about it, but I can't do it to myself. It's Scorpio and like I'm a Scorpio, you know? That does not justify $26 for something I already have in the same formula from the same brand. I can be crazy when it comes to makeup, but man, I'm just disappointed. Just goes to show I'm not gonna buy it, even though I've been talking about it all year. No, okay. This product, I was so excited because I was seeing sneak peeks of it. Let me slow down. Nabla Cosmetics is coming out with a Poison Garden eyeshadow palette. Previously, they've come out with two. One was in the spring and the other one was like last year probably. Now they're coming out with a Poison Garden. And it has 15 shades and it has mattes, shimmers, and duochromes, coming out November 8th. I saw the outside packaging and I'm like, oh my God. Because I've been wanting to purchase from Nabla Cosmetics for over a year now. And every time I've gone to purchase one of the eyeshadow palettes, something stops me. Whether it's the reviews or the fact that it came out so long ago and things like that. And that also, I had to pay more money for shipping because it is like an overseas brand, but I saw the inside shades. Again, I'm like, darn you, makeup world, makeup universe, why? Because the outside packaging is so pretty. And Poison Garden, I'm like, yeah, that's gonna be an awesome palette. I am ready. I am ready. Because like, okay, there's that pop of blue, as we've been seeing all dang year, pop of blue everywhere. And then there's like some purples, which I don't wear purple a ton. And then it has like warm tones, which I like. And some like peachy tones, a couple cool tones, you know, goldy tones. So I'm like, I'm torn because I want to try the brand. A palette is the best way to go for me because I can't pick singles and like create looks by picking singles and like have it be like cool and like, you know, worthy of anybody's time. I'm torn if I want to get this palette or not. I'm like half on yes, half on no. And I feel like it looks more appealing when it's swatched out than when I see them in the pan. You're gonna have to leave it in the comments whether you think I should get this or not. If you're curious, if you think I should get it, why not? Leave it below. I need help, please. And lastly, I want to talk about Lime Crime. They are coming out with a huge holiday collection. And I've been seeing pieces of it come out all week. There is 3 Venus extra small eyeshadow palettes in silver, solid gold, and rose gold. There are mini lip kits for $18 each. Then they're coming out with best of sets for $34 each. They're also coming out with Spin the Dial lip set for $45, and all this will be available November 1st. Let's all take a second to digest the large collection, okay? What am I interested in? So I will say I don't want any of the sets with all the lip products in it because there's a lot of different options of different sets with those lips. I'm just not interested in those, any of them. I do have one Velveteen liquid lip and I do like it. It's very comfortable, very pigmented. It's fine. I just am not really that interested, I guess. And then the 3 eyeshadow palettes are what has drawn me into this collection. So I think all these palettes are really beautiful. For me, the bold gold I wouldn't get. I just have so many of those shades in other palettes, honestly. The rose gold is kind of pretty. I'm kind of looking at that one. But the one that I am super interested in is actually the silver palette. That one I could see myself getting. It's 20 bucks for 4 shadows. So yeah, that's a bit pricey for a 4-pan eyeshadow palette, but I feel like I do not have anything like that in my collection. So for me, I'm kind of interested in that eyeshadow palette. Out of that whole collection, I am kind of interested in that 4-pan eyeshadow palette. Okay guys, so that's gonna wrap up this week's Will I Buy It video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you found some things that you might want to pick up as well. If you haven't already, subscribe down below by clicking that little button, and I will see you next time. Bye!